Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are proud to bring you back one more time to the greatest podcast you can find on my Facebook wall. Joined tonight with me, as always, is the reliable, the judge-worthy, the Trevor Law. I have, of course, am Zach Nichols, the loudmouth, the longest-running mouth of the piece. Here tonight, me and Trevor shooting the breeze on one of our favorite topics. We're talking about Star Wars.
Yeah, we are.
Woo! Last week I was at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah,
We've been back talking about all the stories, all the good times we've been talking about. Enjoying our great nerdiness out there. Mm-hmm. I was telling Trevor this story. Actually, me and several friends of mine were retweeted by William Shatner for our Trekkies versus Troopers photo, which we'll post online with this piece of a photo shoot we had of some Star Trek fans versus Star Wars fans. Not only William Shatner, but Trevor just told me George Takei himself retweeted this photo. So we're out there making some waves in the nerd world, and we hope you're there with us. But tonight we're talking about Star Wars. New trailer just came out. Let you know, it was mind-blowing. People were crying in the theaters.
Well, okay, to be fair, people were crying at a Star Wars convention over a new Star Wars trailer.
He's got points. It was great, but I don't really think it's tier worthy either.
Yeah.
Which, let's just talk about some few points off of that.
Yes.
Most notably, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. Okay, there's a few points.
There's a lot of points.
A couple things he say in it. My father has the Force. I have the Force. My sister has it. You have that power too. Which is a reordering of the words he says to Leia in Return of the Jedi when he reveals that they're twins to Princess Leia.
Which, carries the implication that, more than likely he's talking to either there's two young people running. You see a white woman and a black guy in a stormtrooper outfit, which it looks like they're going to be like two of the young guns. Up-and-coming cast member. And more than likely he was talking to that girl who's more than likely going to be either
the new Jaina Solo.
Yeah, and she's either going to be Luke's daughter or Leia's daughter.
I would guess more Han and Leia's daughter, just by the way the movie's going.
More than likely. I think that's a pretty solid assumption. And it keeps the Skywalkers going. It sort of keeps that generational theme. And, frankly, if that kid's going to be, Vader's granddaughter, she's going to be powerful.
Exactly.
To be reckoned with.
I would definitely agree that it's got to be some new generation character that's in there, because if it wasn't an important line that they were reordering and re-recording, because it was not the same recording, if it wasn't some new material for the new film, I think they would have just used the old recording.
Exactly. And the rumor is that, although I doubt it, because they didn't get Billy Dee Williams to come back, is that the Black Stormtrooper is in fact Billy Dee Williams' son, or Lando Calrissian's son. Sorry.
Fantastic! Did not know that.
That's one of the many rumors flying around this movie.
So everyone thinks that it's possibly a version of Jaina Solo or a character not named that but similar.
Yes. And I'm fairly positive that is the case.
Indeed. The Stormtrooper, now that we bring him up, photos from Star Wars Celebration of the character in costume revealed that he was wearing a brown jacket, and strapped to that jacket on his lower left abdomen was Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. The same lightsaber seen in the trailer, which is the lightsaber from Empire Strikes Back whenever Luke gets his hand cut off and falls down into Cloud City.
Well, now that throws a massive monkey wrench into what I was saying. A big one.
Because somehow, obviously, this Stormtrooper gets that lightsaber, and that lightsaber is handed off into seemingly Princess Leia's hand, because whenever he says, my sister has it, it's that lightsaber. It's Anakin's from Revenge of the Sith. It's Luke's from A New Hope and Empire. The lost lightsaber, the blue one.
So, which is interesting. And also, the desert planet is not Tatooine.
Jakku or something like that.
Which more backstory will be released at the DLC for Star Wars Battlefront. There'll be a special DLC.
Quite probably from Star Wars Aftermath, which is a book coming out later this year in September.
God, Zach, you realize we know all this stuff off the top of our heads? Like the day it came out, you were there for the announcements. I was reading it online. Such freaking nerds.
That's why we do this.
Yeah, such nerds.
And there's a reason why I spend all that kind of money to go out there and hang out with a bunch of nerds. It's because we like Star Wars. Anyway, any other thoughts from the trailer other than Han Solo at the very end of it?
Okay, obviously Han Solo to the end of it. Okay, I should be excited. I should be over the moon for this movie, and I just can't.
Really?
I just can't be excited. I just can't do it. Me and Kyle, we argued back and forth over text message about this, and he made good points, excellent points, and yet I still keep giving a collective meh. And it's part of it is a knee-jerk reaction to the prequels, to this idea that just because it has Star Wars attached to it doesn't mean it will be good. That being said, there's a lot of great names attached to it. I'm also not a big fan of J.J. Abrams. I think he is a very overrated director. So I can't be excited for this movie until I see it.
Well, I'll be excited for you then.
Because
I am plenty excited.
I'm positive that all the nerds out there who are excited about this movie will more than compensate for my curmudgeon-y attitude.
Now, I will be the first to admit that yes, there's a chance this could go bad.
Yes.
Because I'm not gonna lie, Han Solo at the end of that movie looked old as hell.
He looked old.
I'm saying
They're all going to look old.
Han Solo probably needs to die.
I mean, that is the biggest rumor of them all.
Is that Han will die.
Yeah, and honestly, Harrison Ford does not want to do these movies anymore. He doesn't. So
he didn't want to do the first one.
He didn't. He really didn't.
The rumor is that he showed up one day because he used to be a carpenter, and George wanted him to fix the door. So he told him to come fix the door, and he ended up reading lines.
He was just there to be opposite lines, but he had such good chemistry with particularly Mark Hamill, I think, and they just kept him.
Yeah.
And honestly, they killing Han in Episode 7, even if the movie is done crappily, and even if it's done poorly, it will still hurt.
Kind of like Kirk in Generations.
Exactly.
It hurts for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just hurt. Watching Kirk die just hurt.
Which I will be going to that place whenever on the way to Star Trek Las Vegas, the Star Trek convention. Mm-hmm. I'm visiting my friends in Salt Lake City, and we are making a road trip down to Vegas, which we will stop at the point that Kirk died and pay our respects.
No kidding.
Like any Trekkie should.
Where did he die, in Utah or Nevada?
My friend knows where it is.
Okay.
So we will go and pay our respects.
Neat.
So, any other main thoughts from Star Wars trailer?
Luke Skywalker looks great. In the character pictures I've seen of him, he looks great. I love his look.
See, that's the thing, is I've not seen anything of Luke Skywalker or how he looks in the films.
I have.
Okay. Because I was starting to think that he's the Dark Jedi.
I mean, all I've seen is him in a black robe with the beard.
Because I was starting to have this theory that what if Luke Skywalker was the bad guy?
See, that would be dumb, though. I would hate the movie then.
I know, but it would be like it would be the perfect internet troll, because he grows the beard out and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, he's gonna be the new master. He's gonna be Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's gonna be the new master Jedi who teaches everything to everyone else." And then they just put a mask on him, and he's a bad guy.
It would be fucking stupid. and I use profanity on this to stress how stupid that would be. What was the entire purpose of the trilogy? What was the main
I know.
story arc?
It was just a theory I had. I'm just saying. It would
if-
be a troll.
If they did it, I would probably just get up and walk out of the movie. Of how stupid, unforgivably stupid it would be.
I hope it happens just for that reason.
What, for me to walk out of the...
Yes, you just walk out. You're like, I'm done. I am done.
You realize it would easily make it the worst Star Wars movie.
Look, we'll talk about that.
Like that the Star Wars Clone Wars animated movie included.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I love Star Wars, but that thing sucks.
exactly. Like, it would make it... That alone would make it worse than that movie. Because there's no way you can make that good.
Oh, God. You mean like John Connor being the bad guy in the new Terminator movie?
Yeah, once again, you're proving my point.
Anyway, so only other major points that I had from the trailer were it looks like Han and Chewie, the way that they say we're home and they're pointing their guns inside the Millennium Falcon. Apparently, they haven't been in the Millennium Falcon for some time.
Yeah, that's been one of the oldest rumors, that they've lost the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, see, I haven't heard this rumor, and I'm just putting it together,
Yeah,
pretending that I thought of these things.
one of the oldest rumors is that they don't just find the lightsaber, they also find the Millennium Falcon. And that in that scene with the TIE fighter that's following the Millennium Falcon through the destroyed starship,
Yeah.
that it's not Han or Luke in the Millennium Falcon, but it's the new people who are finding the old generation's crap and are using it to survive.
Cool.
And that because they find it, this allows them to run into Han and Luke and Leia. And
Oh, which I just want to say one thing about the new generation. They brought out BB-8, the new droid, on stage with J.J. Abrams. And he had this moment where he rolled up and he just kind of looked up at R2-D2. And they started speaking back and forth in droid talk. And it was pretty heartwarming, I'm not going to lie.
I'm sure it was.
Everyone was like, "Oh, the new droid."
So I'm cool with the new droid. I like that idea. That was a good idea on their part. Disappointed that you didn't see C-3PO, but I'm sure he's going to be in the movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm the hell of this.
And I'm disappointed that we didn't get a good shot of Princess Leia.
Yeah, I mean, the less I see of Princess Leia nowadays, probably the better, because I want to preserve that image in my brain.
Really, Zach?
I mean, she was decent for the 80s.
Wow. You just keep making, okay, just moving on. I don't think there's anything else before Zach.
I'm just saying, look at Sarah Connor in, 84 Terminator. With all that poofy hair going on. Women looked rough in the 80s. But, I'm sorry, but their fashion choices were terrible. So... Princess Leia in 83, she was kind of winning the whole thing.
Oh my gosh, please stop. Please.
All right, moving on. Talking about other Star Wars things.
Oh, okay.
What other Star Wars things do you want to talk about, Trevor?
Okay. There was Star Wars Battlefront. Oh, the new Star Wars spin-off movies that are coming out.
Rogue One,
which that is a really promising idea. I really like that idea.
The rumors have been panning out to be true that it was a theft movie, and it's going to be about them stealing the plans to the original Death Star.
There's a lot of really cool story elements. It'll be the first time we actually get to see a Bothan on screen, which will be cool.
True. No, wait, the Bothans stole the second plans.
No, they stole the first one.
Did?
Many Bothans died for this information.
That was in Return of the Jedi. Because that mission was completed during Shadows of the Empire.
You are correct, sir. My apologies.
Mon Mothma. Just saying.
Yeah. Pansy Mon Mothma. Okay, but I still like the idea. The Rogue One idea is really good.
Absolutely. It'll be Star Wars anthology, or anthologies.
Yeah. I'm a little bit more lukewarm, pun intended, on the Obi-Wan movie.
Is that happening?
Yeah.
Is Ewan McGregor in it?
Yeah. That's what I heard last
Has this
time.
been announced?
Let me double check.
Because I'm pretty sure that's rumor. Because whatever the Josh Trank movie is, the one coming out in 2018, I haven't heard anything about it.
I'm finding something from Screen Rant. Oh, that's 2 years old. Yeah, it's rumor. Sorry.
That's what I thought.
Retract my statement again.
So maybe one day.
Regardless, so I know they're wanting to do 2 other spin-off movies.
Because it's going to alternate years. The odd years will be episodes.
Yeah.
Even years will be anthologies.
Yeah. So they're wanting to do The Force Awakens and then Rogue One, and then there'll be Episode 8, then another movie, then Episode 9, then another movie.
I'll tell you this, though. Probably one of the coolest things I've heard out of Celebrations. The company Anovos, that's spelled Anovos, I think that's how it's pronounced. They do some of the most screen-accurate costuming in reincarnations out there, and they're ridiculously expensive. For example, a Wrath of Khan Starfleet costume cost you $1,200.
Wow.
Just a Star Trek Next Generation uniform shirt, $500 to $600. They will be selling Stormtrooper TK kits. Now you have to mold it down. They get the molds, but you have to slim it down yourself and sand it and paint it for $350.
Wow.
That is the best deal anyone's ever heard of.
Yeah. I imagine a lot of guys at the 501st Legion, the cosplayers, are having a field day right now.
Yeah, they're probably getting second armor, which
Yeah.
I am going to be buying my first set of armor.
Yeah, I really want to buy my first set too. I really like to get Clone Trooper armor, honestly.
I have a contact for that one, and you can get it within 6 weeks, and I think it's about $650.
Ooh.
Not bad.
Which, just joining us, Kenneth Ship.
Yeah. We're recapping Star Wars Celebration?
We're just shooting the breeze about Star Wars, honestly.
We mostly talked about the trailer, and we've talked about a few other items, like the Rogue One film, mostly just those.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just say real quick, I was really impressed by the trailer. I have to say, I was kind of like skeptical of the first one, the little teaser that we got at first, because I had no idea what's going on. Obviously, we still don't know exactly what's going on to any extent, but I feel like that trailer was a lot better. And of course, the Chewie and Han shot at the end just sealed it. Like I felt really giddy after that. So
I said this to Zach, and I'll say it to you. I just can't get excited.
He also said that he agrees with me that it would be the best idea ever if Luke Skywalker turned out to be the bad guy.
Yeah, I believe my words were, I think it would be one of the explicit word bleeped out dumbest things they've ever done. And it would make that movie the worst Star Wars movie ever made, including the Star Wars The Clone Wars movie.
wow.
Yeah.
Even beating Dooku, giving away the entire planet.
Yes. It would be worse than that moment.
So Trevor agrees with me. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Because it would completely negate everything that happened.
It would totally negate the entire thing. But then so did Empire's End, the comic book series from Dark Horse in the early 90s.
Yeah, that also comic book series was one of the worst they ever did.
Oh, I haven't read it. I just know what happened.
Yeah, it was awful. It's really bad. Like it was some of the laziest storytelling I've ever seen. If you want to use something from the Dark Horse comic book trilogy, from the Dark Horse stuff, use the Thrawn trilogy.
Which that wasn't Dark Horse, but the point stands.
Yeah, if you want to use some of that, wait, no, that's Dark Horse.
No, that was just a book series. Dark Horse did the comic series. Empire's End was a comic book.
I thought the Thrawn trilogy was a comic book.
No, it's 3 novels. Now they've later produced it into comic books, but they're originally produced as novels by
Okay,
Timothy
that's
Zahn.
what I was thinking of. I was thinking of the comics.
Because I read the books first. You're talking about Timothy Zahn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, I still have those hardback. Yeah.
So those are great. Borrow heavily from those if you want to use.
I'm just hoping there's no Death Star.
No Death Star. Yeah, no Death Star.
We've done that enough. Although apparently now the Empire is called the First Order, whatever's remnants of them that's left.
Like, my theory from what I've seen of the trailer is that it's been 30, like, the Empire has sort of collapsed, but the rebellion has not been able to take advantage of it because it was so big and entrenched. And so it's just been this 30-year civil war of both sides slugging it out. Everybody's broken and desperate. There's no hope left in the galaxy. There's really no hope anything can change. And just everyone is just grasping at straws in the vain hope something will change. Like, that's sort of the environment that's going to be going on. And I think that's a potentially exceedingly rich environment for storytelling.
Yeah.
So,
Well, unless we got any other major thoughts or things to talk about with Star Wars, that's going to do it for our Star Wars talk today. We'll always have more time to talk about Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
But, as I was saying, highlights from Celebration, getting retweeted by William Shatner and George Takei.
Pretty cool.
Meeting Luke Skywalker, the Emperor, R2-D2, C-3PO.
yeah, Zach, if you like want to send pictures of that poster out to our fans, or if you want to put this on put a picture of that, that would be amazing, because Zach got an absolutely killer autographed Star Wars poster.
It's awesome.
Nice.
Well, that is going to do it today. All right, once again, this is joined by Trevor Law, and, well, Kenneth Ship showed up. Just because it's 35 minutes late, figured that's sounds about right for Kenny. And I'm Zach Nichols. Thank you for joining us tonight. Peace out.